Hi Eve, today's book is Guess How Much I Love You, and it's about two hares, little nut brown hare and big nut brown hare. Sometimes when you love someone very, very much, you want to find a way of describing how great your feelings are. But as little nut brown hare and big nut brown hare discover, love is not an easy thing to measure. So let's get to the front of the book again. Little nut brown hare, who was going to bed, held on tight to big nut brown hare's very long ears. He wanted to be sure that big nut brown hare was listening. "Guess how much I love you," he said. "Oh, I don't think I could guess that," said big nut brown hare. He's holding on to his daddy's ears. I think he's having this discussion because also he doesn't really want to go to bed. "This much," said little nut brown hare, stretching out his arms as wide as they could go. And there is big nut brown hare who's looking. Big nut brown hare had even longer arms. "But I love you this much," he said. That is a lot," thought little nut brown hare. "I love you as high as I can reach," said little nut brown hare, standing high on his legs and stretching his arms out straight. Big nut brown hare looked at him and he said, "I love you as high as I can reach," said big nut brown hare. "That is quite high," thought little nut brown hare. "I wish I had arms like that." Then little nut brown hare had a good idea. He tumbled upside down and reached up the tree trunk with his feet. "I love you all the way to my toes," he said. Big nut brown hare is looking at him. "And I love you all the way up to your toes," said big nut brown hare, swinging him up over his head. "I love you as high as I can hop," laughed little nut brown hare. "Hop, hop, hop," bouncing up and down. "But I love you as high as I can hop," smiled big nut brown hare, and he hopped so high that his ears touched the branches above. That's good hopping," thought little nut brown hare. "I wish I could hop like that." "I love you all the way down the lane as far as the river." It's all the way down the lane to the river. You see, that's the river there, cried little nut brown hare. "I love you across the river and over the hills," said big nut brown hare. "That's very far," thought little nut brown hare. He was almost too sleepy to think anymore. See, he's rubbing his nose in his eyes because he's really sleepy. Then he looked beyond the thorn bushes out into the big dark night. Nothing could be further than the sky. There's his daddy picking him up, about to put him into bed. "I love you right up to the moon," he said, and he closed his eyes and he's falling asleep in his daddy's arms. "Oh, that's far," said big nut brown hare. "That is very, very far, all the way up to the moon." That's his bed. It's a little bed of leaves, dried leaves. Big nut brown hare settled little nut brown hare into his bed of leaves. He's fallen asleep, and he leaned over and kissed him good night. Then he lay down close by and he whispered with a smile, "I love you right up to the moon and back." That's how much that daddy, that big nut brown hare, loves his baby.